So this is... I've been looking forward to this. Finally, we get to break down the Zangief changes. Now, I was not really expecting much, but this list is pretty good. Now, I won't be able to tell you about the modern controls, but I'll just read it anyway, since it is Zangief. Standing light attack from standing light punch to standing light kick. That's pretty good for modern, because yeah, I think that's one of the things that made me not really like playing modern with Geef, is that you didn't have easy access to standing light kick. You had to hold like the assist button or something like that. And the crouching light kick has changed from crouching light kick to crouching light punch, which is good for the neutral, but now you don't have your 4-frame. So what are you gonna do to get your 4-frame? Is that the hold? Maybe you get the 4-frame from the... Yeah, if you press auto plus light attack, you will now perform crouching light kick instead of standing light kick. Okay, so this is really nice. And we need to actually make one attempt at modern Zangief now, because now he's getting the buttons he didn't have easy access to or not at all in normal version. So I think this is really cool. So since you get the crouching light kick from holding the auto plus light attack. Standing light attack is just a standing light kick, and the crouching light attack is just a crouching light punch. And forward heavy attack has changed from headbutt to cyclone wheel kick. So you lose headbutt? Huh? But you need headbutt. Okay, so you can still get headbutt. Assisted combo, headbutt. Okay, so you hold for assisted combo 3 to do the headbutt, and then you do it again. You do like the assisted combo start, and then stop, and then start again for the next headbutt. Because you get headbutt, overdrive, double lariat, Bolshoi storm, buster. And during headbutt, you get headbutt, double lariat. I want to try at some point modern Geef now, because now he has access to the tools that he didn't before. I mean, sweep is still down forward, which is kind of... But we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so... Capture suplex, the backwards throw. I already checked this, but we will go in and check it now. The distance increased between the character when the opponent is thrown. The distance is increased... I can't even read anymore. Distance increased between characters when the opponent is thrown into the corner. So it looks like this. So you used to be able to get down forward medium punch here, right? Now you get crouching medium punch, but that's not confirmable. So you need to commit into the drive rush to get the Oki going, or the pressure going. Unless you can find a timing where you do like... Maybe like a... I'm not sure if that will be interruptible, but you might be able to like... Just walk slightly and get the... Yeah, so maybe... It might not really be that much at all. If you can take a step and get the down forward medium punch. Let's check that out. The wake up reversal crouching light punch. Missed it at least. Maybe it becomes like a really hard timing thing. Yeah? Let me just see what happens if I press it instantly. You get the punish counter. That was a whiff though. Yeah, so maybe you don't get to do the walk up. Why is it saying punish counter? You should be able to do a few steps. Yeah. The question is... Looks pretty hard to do. Will that... I need to record actually as Zangief to see if it works on both. I think we'll look more into that, but your meterless Oki or pressure is definitely nerfed after the back throw now. It seems very hard to, if it's possible, to get a down forward medium punch. Seems like something I would need to work on. So that is definitely a nerf. You'll still get light SPD. Let's see if you will still get EX SPD. Too early. Seem to get EX as well. Medium. EX. But you... To actually contest running, you have to do that now. You're plus 8, I think. Yeah, and that's 8 frame startup, so... What would that be on block? 0? Plus, minus 2. Yeah, so that... The nerf to it, you couldn't really throw from before. So the nerf to it is definitely that this one does not connect. You can still turn like that, if you think they're not gonna press. And then you're in again. So you have this, and then you have that, if you don't think they're gonna press. And let's see, do you have light? Nope. You have like counter it light? Nope. You have this with Drive Rush. If you think they're not gonna press, you can do that. And then you have EX SPD, medium SPD, and of course light SPD. And let's see, level 3. Still pretty good mix up there, but worse. You need to have your bar to make this more a threatening situation. But the greatest part of it is always that you're getting Oki. So you can jab, forward medium kick, now you're in again. Now we're gonna get to that number you see there. You see this 3 here? Wow, let's go. Okay, so let's go back into it. So yeah, we have less Oki, but still Oki after the backwards throw. So perfect parry into back throw and still turn around, just not as easily as it could before. Standing like kick pushback on hit reduced. I don't know why, but I mean, it's good. Pushback on hit, actually, maybe. Let's go mid-screen and see if we get 2 EX Lariat hits. No. Was a dream. Maybe closer though. Maybe this will be easier to get the double hit. And of course, when you're far out from this, I'm guessing it will be easier to get the 2 mediums to connect. So it's okay to have, it's nice, but doesn't seem like the biggest thing in the world, to be honest. But things like that, I don't mind. I like it. So standing medium punch. Now this is interesting. Pushback on hit is reduced, and the super art gauge increase changed from 500 to 700. So only buff so far. Let's just hold on that one a little bit because we get more information about it further down here. Or do you want me to just jump back and forth there? I think we'll just do that. So standing medium punch, the pushback on hit has been reduced, and it's nice that the super art gauge has been increased. So if we go down and look at the target combo, machine gun chops also says first attack pushback on hit reduced, first attack hitbox expanded forward. So what I'm not sure is, does this mean that the second hit in the target combo, the first hit of the the medium punch has its own section, and then does this mean that the second hit also has a bigger hitbox? Because the stand medium punch I don't think has a bigger hitbox forward. So I think this must mean stand medium punch second hit in the target combo, the first hit of the kind of target combo. Since the stand medium punch is just a standard medium punch. Also has, so let's just look at it. What does it look like? This is on hit though. Yeah, it is second hit, that's what I think. So that means that it should be easier to not have this happen. And from my very quick limited testing now, maybe just a little bit better. But probably more or less the same. Yeah. You're not gonna get this, but it never whiffed after the drive rush anyway. What it needed was to not whiff as much here, and it seems like it still whiffs here a lot, so yeah. But maybe for some moves it will be easier and better. I did feel like when I did... it might be better. We will know more as we play more. How much we will notice that. But it's nice that they recognize that it is an issue, and maybe they can tune it more in a later patch if it's not enough. But we'll see. But at least I like Just like it, the pushback on hit being reduced as well, which is good because you will be closer after landing the hit, so you can get some mix-up going or something like that. So standing, yeah. So then we go to standing medium kick, and the damage has changed from 800 to 900, so it's a damage boost. It says that the attack hitbox has been expanded forward, and then, which you will see with a lot of Zangief's moves, is that the super art gauge increase has changed from 700 to 900, so that means more. The drive gauge increase has changed from 2,500 to 3,000, which means more. And the drive gauge reduction on block has changed from 5,000 to 6,000, which is more reduction on block on the opponent. And the drive gauge reduction on punish counter has been changed from 6,000 to 8,000, so that's also less or more drive gauge taken away from the opponent. So in general, Zangief is getting more damage on a lot of stuff, and he's getting more meter, and he's taking more meter. So he's overall all the time getting buffed. But let's see, what does this stand medium kick look like? Like, is it considerable? Is it very usable? How far is it really? Because it was always far. So the question is, how far? For me, it's when I use it now, I don't really notice. I didn't use it that much. I didn't use it that much because I don't think it's a very good button because of the startup and the total frames. Maybe it doesn't feel like this is like a considerable buff to the range. It was already, I feel, like this. It's hard to say how considerable this is or is not, but more damage, more super meter, all of that stuff, and I will of course try to incorporate it. And I think it's like acknowledging that it needs to change a bit because it's not really utilized, so I think that's good. But we'll see how much we actually get to use it as time moves on. Charge standing heavy punch, so the damage changed from 1,000 to 1,400, 1,400. So that's a lot more damage. That's a 40% increase, right? Yeah, that's very good. The drive gauge also increased another 1,000, which is good. I think that's 10% of a bar. And the drive gauge reduction changed from 8,000 to 1,000. So let's see, that should be 1 bar. So let's do what you asked right now. So that's pretty nice. Builds decent amount of super bar. Builds a nice amount of drive bar for me. And on block it should then take away 1 bar, the charge one, right? Yes. And on punish counter, what would that be? Wait. What will the damage be if you get the punish counter? 1680. That's pretty good. How much drive bar? A bar seems the same. And drive bar as well. Yeah. So super art and drive bar seems the same, but more damage of course. So that's nice. And on punish counter it goes from 12,000 to 13,000. Let me see. Oof. That's super good. Was there anything more with the charge heavy punch then? Super armor hitbox during the active frames of the attack expanded up to the hurtbox on the arms. And then camera shake effect added on punish counter. Very good. I love that. So the super armor hitbox during the active frames of the attack expanded up to the hurtbox on the arms. Where will we notice this? I'm not sure, but I'm glad it has more armor. So we will see. I don't know where, but I'm really glad it does have more armor. Because sometimes from non-lows I'll be like, why didn't that work? And the biggest of buffs to stand heavy kick. Camera shake effect added on punish counter. We need to see that. Nice. 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 Okay, and then we go to crouching medium punch. Less pushback on hit, which is nice because you know sometimes you do those combos and you're too far for the down forward medium punch. So with the less pushback on the standing light kick and the less pushback on the crouching medium punch, that's probably less likely to happen now. So I like that. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Where is it? Where is it? Where were we? Here we are. More super art here too, from 500 to 800. More drive gauge increase from 2,500 to 3,000. More drive gauge damage on the opponent from 5,000 to 6,000, and more drive gauge damage on punish counter. So as you can see, they acknowledge that Zangief needs to have his drive damage, needs to have his, well, that's pretty big for a medium. He needs to have his drive damage, They've noticed that Zangief needs to have his drive damage, and he built pretty low bar from before compared to other characters. So they're fixing that, and since he's so reliant on drive bar, it's nice to see him get more drive bar back, as you can see here. It feels like his bar for bar, after the crouching medium punch, we end up on the same. So if the opponent has 4 bars, and I have 3 bars when I press, we'll be at like the same. Basically the same. So I'm basically taking drive bar from you and adding it to myself because of how much drive damage it does on block. That looks really good. And how much it builds on block for me. I mean, that's for all characters, of course, but it's cool to see that Zangief is getting more of that. Drive damage, super meter increase, and drive meter increase. So the crouching medium kick advantage on hit changed from +2 to +3 frames. Pushback on hit reduced, again with easier to combo into after doing the drive rush conversions. Super art again increased, which is great. Drive gauge reduction on punish counter also better. It's like a recurring theme for Zangief. And the good part about this is that, let's see, we will now be able to do this. So if you drive rush crouch medium kick and it lands, you can now combo into down forward medium punch by itself. But as you see, it's not too, you can't do it from too far. And if you have the punish counter conversion, you can go like this. I don't see a point in doing that instead of this. I think it was the same damage as well. But it's kind of cool that you can. On block though, you want to still use crouching medium punch most of the time, because this into that is +2 and this into that is +3, and this is 7 frames. So if you do this into that, they can interrupt you. Oh, and this trades as well. That's a good trade though. Like you can do stuff from the light kick afterwards, and at least in the trade you are advantageous, while if you do this one into that, you straight up lose. But this one into that, there's a trade and you get to stand light kick. But not, yeah. So you can continue. So very drive costly, but it's definitely the better one. Let's see. So that's still good. Like when you drive rush crouch medium kick and it lands, you can convert to down forward medium punch if you're close enough. And on punish counter, you would be what, +11 punish counter drivers. That's so into a lot of stuff. And yeah, nice to have buff. I don't think it changes too much. It's good to have. Crouching medium punch change is pretty good for meter purposes, but other than that, stays the same. But this one is the one I was thinking this is not gonna really matter with the crouching heavy punch, but the hit effect on the punish counter is now a ground bound, and the attack startup changed from 12 to 11 frames. The active frames changed from 8 to 9 frames. The disadvantage on block changed from -19 to -20. So basically still super even more very punishable, but was also very punishable, so it doesn't really matter. Increased distance moved forward during the technique. This one is really big. Increased blowback time when hitting with the base of the attack. Buffered inputs are now allowed 10 frames before the attack recovers. That's probably to help you with drive impact if someone did that and you recover in time. But look at the interesting part is, first I thought this was going to be like for anti or punish only purposes. But this is actually a really good buff for Zangief. Not in every matchup, because some matchups it will be very hard to use, but it can be used as a whiff punish tool now, which looks really funny. Wait. So you can use crouching heavy punch as a whiff punish from kind of far out. And you get decent conversions. The further out, the harder it is to get a good conversion. But in the corner, you always get a good conversion. So I think that in a lot of matches is huge, because you spend less. You spend less for more. So you get almost 32% from that whiff punish. And let's see, you can make this really, really damaging without super meter like this. Dynamite! Wait, that shouldn't cost all. Oh yeah. Let's do it again. So that's one whiff punish in the corner. 46%, 5 drive bars, but no super meter. So that's pretty good. And then you can just into that. You can... This though, only does a little bit more damage than the no meter. So unless you want to drive chip, I don't really think... wait. Unless you want to drive chip, you're probably just gonna do this combo. As it is just 400 less. Yeah. So I think we should also address the... now that we're here right now, we can just address the changes to light scaling. And in general, it matters not too much for Zangief. Like, this combo, which happens, did like 1810 or 1840 or 1890 at max 1% more damage. Let's see, what about this one? This used to be like 1800 something, so maybe 100 less damage. The biggest, and I feel, let's see, and if you whiff punish into this, into that, you get a little, like a % less damage. I don't remember the exact values, so I'll try to get them up on the video. And, but for the, like, the conversions, it's very much similar to what it was. A little bit less, but still pretty good. But I still think it's pretty good, like the light conversions. Or they were never really good, but they're about the same, is what I would say. The problem comes when you want to combo into level 2 from lights like that. Let's see. This happens a lot, right? The meter jump into level 2. This already did low damage, and I think it does even less damage now. So it's like 26.59. Yeah. And the crouching heavy punch. Let's go back to that. So with the crouching heavy punch, it's also 1 frame faster, and I think, yeah, it moves a lot more forward. So maybe to anti-air neutral jumps, especially since the punish counter state now is really good, it will be better. Let's see how far out. Yeah, so... And I'm not sure if it's changed as an anti-air though, other than it being 1 frame faster. I tried to check that a bit earlier, and it's kind of hard to say since recording anti-airing, recording a jump in and then anti-airing is one of the kind of hardest things to check. When you're not just playing games. So I'll try to anti-air with this a bit when I'm playing, and if it doesn't work, I'll revert to Lariat and the X-Lariat. But it would be really cool if it works. So we'll see. I think the buff is super nice for the... anything you can punish with it on block, that's minus 11 or more. And for the whiff punishing against a lot of characters. Not all characters, not all moves. Like it look... You need to be kind of close against a lot of characters to get it. But they shouldn't really be whiffing when you're far anyway, right? So, yeah. So I think the crouching heavy punch is the crouching heavy punch is really good change. I did not expect it to be that good, and I'm really happy and surprised that it is actually that good. I'm really happy with this change. I'm very excited for this change in particular to work with and play with and see how it is. That's really cool. Crouching heavy kick hurtbox around the foot before the attack startup, 11th frame removed, so it's harder to counter poke it. And the forward hurtbox during active frames reduced. So this is a better preemptive move now than it was before. Charge jumping heavy kick had an issue with the combo hit display, but not with the scaling, I think. So this is just like a bug fix. And here's another one of those nice buffs. The Hell Stab, the down forward medium punch. Super Art increased from 600 to 700, and the drive gauge increased from 2500 to 3000. You know how Geefs uses a lot of like drive meter, so it's always nice to see. And the headbutt. Now this one is good. So the headbutt had damage change from 900 to 1000, advantage on hit change from +6 to +7, super arch gauge increase change from 500 to 1000, drive gauge increase from 3500 to 4000, drive gauge reduction on block change from 6000 to 8000, drive gauge reduction on punish counter change from 8000 to 11000. So you can see that we're getting more bar, we're getting more damage, and even more plus frames on a lot of those things. So I think that's really good. And one thing that you might not know about it, which is really good, is yes, this is very good. But being +27 after the Lariat and after the chops, you can do an instant drive rush forward heavy punch that will combo into a forward heavy punch on hit, and on block it will beat a reversal 4 frame. And when you have level 3, that's super strong. Let me just show you. So that's super good, 64% on hit. And if they block the first forward heavy punch, you'll beat the next one. Oh, it's only delay. %59%. Now just to show it again. So the good thing about this is that after Lariat and Slimy target combo, before the forward heavy punch on hit wouldn't combo because you were plus 27 and you needed to be plus 28 to get the meatiest hit. But now since you have one more plus frame on hit, on forward heavy punch, you don't need to be that meaty. And setup that only worked to make them not mash on block now also gives you a combo on hit. And you used to have to get plus 28 to do the double forward heavy punch driver's combo. Now plus 27 is enough because of the plus 7 instead of plus 6 on hit forward heavy punch. And it already beat the reversal crouching light punch or reversal 4-frame after the first block. So it's really, really strong, I think, and it's really cool that you don't need it. And I wonder what can we actually get if we get the plus 28. Plus 28, and this one will be plus 12 on block instead of plus 11. And plus 15. Do we have anything 15? That's worth it. Yeah, so this one will be plus 15 now. Okay, and this one. This is my favorite. This is my favorite. This is so good. It's like they watched me play and was like, you know what? Vega uses that tool really good. Let's make it even better. So the knee hammer, the forward medium kick. It now has its damage changed from 600 to 700, so that's good. Less recovery, as the recovery has changed from 14 to 13 frames. The advantage on hit has changed from at worst plus 0 to at worst plus 1. The disadvantage on block has changed from at worst minus 4 to at worst minus 3. The pushback on hit has been reduced, easier to combo into stuff after landing it. Super art gauge has been increased from 700 to 800. The drive gauge has been increased. The drive gauge increase has changed from 2,500 to 3,000, and the drive gauge reduction on block has changed from 5,000 to 6,000. So all buffs. But the greatest part about it is that you would first think the greatest part is that, oh, you can just do this. You can just now do this, and you won't be punished because you're minus 3, and you will be plus 1 at worst, like after that. But that's not it. Look at this. Plus 3. Tiger knee! This is really tiger knee! So let's say you misspace it a bit. The timing that would be plus 1 and not a real command throw before if they crouch is now plus 2 and a real command throw. And the timing that was plus 2 and a real command throw on standing is now plus 3 on standing. Which means that if you get the perfect spacing, I mean, you can have plus 3 on crouching too, don't get me wrong. You just need to be further out, and this doesn't automatically set it up. But you can, like, set it up yourself, like, let's see what would be a good way to set it up. Something like that, yeah. Not sure if that one is automatic, though. But if you get the plus 3 version, then this will trade with 4 frames, and if they try to jump, you can combo into that. So let's try to see what happens if they try to forward jump after all of that. See you later! Let's go. So let's see, you do... Oh, that one was... Actually, that's true. So if you are at the plus 3, they can't even jump out of it. And if you're plus less and they jump, it's more easy to be in a position for that. They will be caught trying to jump. But if you do the other one, you will get this combo, but you are then interruptible because you're only plus 2. So you have a lot more strong stuff going with a forward medium kick. And I mean, less total frames as well. When you drive rush into knee hop, when you're in burnout, you'll always be plus. So many good things from this change. So let's say the opponent is in burnout, and I do. There's no longer trading here. This is just me being plus. And of course they can jump out, but we all know how that goes with the command throw and landing and all that stuff. Yeah, so that's really good. There's so many good things. And imagine in burnout, +5. True string down here, so you don't need to, if you think they're gonna mash, go true string to crouch and high kick. If you think you're gonna mash, and you catch them mashing. This one will beat, reversal 4 frames. So there's a lot of good stuff, yeah. So knee has gotten buffed. I don't know why, but I'm really happy for it. Maybe I actually understand it, because that's one of those like really good tools that Zangief. I mean, I just think it's amazing. I would never have guessed that that move would get buffed, and I'm so happy for it. It's so good. The knee is so good. And just to show you if you get the good block. So let's see. So it will then trade. And then same scenario as before. Let's just have him standing just to show you the difference. So standing, I think this will whip. Yeah, but standing you do this if you think you're gonna stand. But either way, you'll be +2 at worst now after this. So just doing this one is good. This kind of setup for it is good because you will be plus. You can have command throw on standing and on blocking. You don't need to guess to get this to be plus enough for command throw anymore. It'll be +2 on crouching and +3 on standing. So that will then trade. That will win. And that trade will lead to as before. Yeah, so that's very good. Very, 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 very good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, bro! Let's go! Please don't readjust. Please don't take this back. Please don't. I'm very happy. So they also buffed the forward heavy kick, the cyclone wheel kick. Disadvantage on block change from -12 to -9 frames. So that's super good for... Yeah, we'll get to it. Added a new attack hitbox that is only applied when opponent is in a combo during active frames 3 to 4, making it easier to hit opponents below than Zangief. Not sure why. We'll see if we'll find some use for it later or if someone has already found it. Hurt pucks around the feet during recovery expanded forward. That's fine for whiff punishing it. Pushback on block increased, which is good. It's harder to whiff punish and it's also more safe. Super art gauge increase changed from 1000 to 1200. Drive gauge increase changed from 3500 to 4500. Drive gauge decrease on block changed from 4000 to 6000. Now moves back during recovery. So I haven't even looked into this move yet, because when I started streaming, I didn't have time to check everything. Okay, that's mid-screen. That's always very punishable. Or I mean, position-wise. So you're -7 here. This is so good. This is actually so good. I think it's gonna be super hard to punish this. You actually now have like, oh, -6? Like, you're not getting a punish there. You're going to have to... This is gonna be kind of obnoxious, I think, for the opponents to deal with. So you can actually use this now more in neutral. And after drive rush, -2. -2, bro. -3. -2. You're definitely getting to... And the good thing is, I spoke about it many times on my stream, we don't really have a party starter when they're burnt out, but we do now. Because we can... plus frames, baby! Maybe not plus frames, but... I'll take that. Almost plus frames. Let's see if we can get plus frames. We should, right? Oh, 0. 0. Let's see. I think we should be able to get something. Yeah, we should. That's an easy way to set it up, just to see. No, wait. +3. You can get it to be +3. Let's go. Woo! Yeah, so it can be +3. So you just start your OK like this when they're burned out. Yeah, what's up, bro? Keep blocking. I missed it though, but yeah, keep blocking. Okay, let's go. Fra, 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 fra. Yeah, so that's great. Yeah, +1 there. So that's doable. +1 again. +2. Fra, 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 bra, bra. Woo! I'm coming! Okay, so that's nice. Yeah. How will it be after command throws? Let's see. Why is he not blocking? Okay. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is definitely... You're not punishing that. And I think you will be able to... Like when you learn the spacing, you will be able to use this in neutral as well. Actually, wow. -4? Nah, this... -3 from there? This seems very toxic for the opponent to deal with. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. But I mean, I don't mind having it myself, but I don't like... Kind of like just get in there moves like that. But yeah, it works! Now moves back during recovery. You can... The thing with that move though, you can actually drive impact on reaction. So you won't be able to abuse it. You can't overuse it actually. You can actually drive impact on reaction pretty easily. So you're not going to get to use it too much when you're not burnt out. So Smetana drop kick, the down forward heavy kick. Super art gauge increase change from 1000 to 1200. Drive gauge increase change from 2000 to 400. Nice. Drive gauge decrease on block change from 6000 to 8000. The opponent. Drive gauge decrease on punish counter shake from 10,000 to 11,000. Camera shake added after punish counter. So I guess just changes to like meter values, and that's basically the, and of course the camera shake. The flying headbutt now has more damage than the regular jumping, I think, because it's changed the damage from 800 to 900. So you're going to want to start your stun combos, I think, with neutral jump headbutt if you have enough plus range for the forward head punch. I think you do. So flying headbutt damage changed from 800 to 900. Super art gauge increase changed from 1000 to 1200. Drive gauge increase changed from 2000 to 300. So just more of the same. They recognize Zangief needs more meter building, and he's getting it. Machine, and then we spoke about this. We think maybe the second hit also has less pushback. I mean, the second hit of the target combo, which is like the first hit of the target combo, and it has a hitbox expanded forward, so that's good. Power stomp, second attack can be cancelled into a special move, and just see when using classic controls, the final attack will not be performed if medium punch is pressed at the same time as the last input. Now, I feel like the only place you really use this is maybe from the light conversion, but that did 1742, right? And this does 1790. Yeah, so I really don't know where you're going to use this. Still, I guess it's nice that if you do, like, you can do something like that to stay closer. Like instead of. And then drive rushing, you can be like, but it has to be after 2. But then the second hit whip, so it has to be after this one. And then if you get the hit, you can combo, and if you wanted to drive rush, you can do that, I guess. So, meter gain difference maybe, yeah, that's a good point. But still, let's see. For the light conversion, okay, and for this one, that looks very similar to me. Yeah, a bit more maybe, but not that much. Let's see if there's a significant change here. No, because it's a driver's combo, so it won't. Yeah, so I don't know. Can you combo into level 2 with it? Let's see. Only the third hit will do that. What can you do after this? No. So this one is just better still. I feel like the only place I can see it be used is like this, that, done. Because instead of then doing to continue pressure, you can do like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then stay in. And this one combos. That's very good. But I think on block it's interruptible, and you have to do this one if they block, unless they can interrupt you with crouching light punch. Let me see. Oh. Yeah. So I'm not really sure. So for the stomps, I mean, at least now if you get them to hit, they will combo. And I guess it's okay after 2 lights. Even though I'm pretty sure you can be interrupted after those 2 lights. What is the startup? Let's see. 2 lights on block. Let's see. So you're +1 here, and the startup here is... Yeah, so it's basically like doing this just a bit faster. So I guess to catch delay time, to catch the timing that would beat this, you can do this. So now there are 3 timings. There's that into that, and there's that into that, and there's that into that. So yeah, but look at the drive. Yeah. So double lariat damage has been increased, and I think that is because of the light damage nerf. So that's why the combos don't feel like they do that much less damage. So damage change from 1200 to 1400. That's good for anti-airing and of course all combos. Super art gauge increase changed from 1150 to 1600. That's kind of substantial. Drive gauge increase changed from 2000 to 4000. That's great. Final attacks combo count additional value decreased. And the normal burst dynamite 360 plus kick during a jump. Opponents or defenses in the air can now be grabbed. Follow-up attack limitation is much stricter than for the overdrive version. Combo scaling of 20% added. When used during a combo, the attack hitbox has been expanded to be the same size as the overdrive version. Super art gauge increase change from 3300 to 4000. So again, we get all of that stuff. So what does that mean? That means, as Quiggy just mentioned, and we just saw, instead of doing this, you can now do this. But as far as the lariat goes, you can also do this, I think. Let's see. Ooh! Let's see how that is for stun combo. Meterless, 27%. 31%. $33. 28% with Oki. 27% with Oki. %? Is that the new? What does this do again? Ah, a little bit more still. Yeah. So you're closer to not needing the frame kill combos for big damage. It's basically the same, at least on block. I'm not gonna check hit now. I can do that later. So on the overdrive double lariat, the EX or the OD version, the 3 punches, This was the 2 punches, the normal double lariat. First attack damage changed from 500 to 700, so also damage boost on 200. Super art gauge increase changed from 1150 to 1600. Input buffer time changed from 5 to 8 frames, not sure why. But at least this makes it so that you can you get more damage, more super bar when it's done, like when it's done without canceling into it, and it will make the light combos after drivers be probably around the same. But this might make the heavy combos bigger damage though, but we'll check into that later. So super on the normal screw pilot driver, the normal SPD 360 and punch, you get super art gauge increase change from 3300 to 4000, so more super bar, and the drive gauge increase change from 5000 to 7000, so more drive bars. Super good changes, really nice to see. And the overdrive screw pilot driver, the 360 plus 2 punches, the OD SPD or the EX SPD as we used to call it, super art gauge increase change from 3300 to 4000, so you get more super art from that. And then we already went through the normal Bosch Dynamite, and we saw some applications for that. You can also do it after level 2, the normal Bosch Dynamite, but I think after level 2 you want to get more damage going. Unless you can, we can check it really quickly just so we're not saying something wrong here. So that's 3420. That's 3800. And that's 4000, yeah. So if you want the damage, you're definitely going for the down for medium punch into EX SPD, but you still get decent damage from the Air SPD. But then again, why not then just do a lariat thing? I don't think that's too far away from each other, and you get better Oki from the lariat. It's a little bit far, but yeah, it's pretty close. So again, awesome normal Russian suplex, the half circle back plus kick. Super art gauge increase change from 3300 to 5000. Awesome, very awesome. Drive gauge increase change from 5000 to 7000. Also amazing. Overdrive Russian suplex, super art gauge increase change from 5000 to 6500. Super good, super awesome. This we need to check. So you're going for a ride. Do you want to go for a ride against Zangief now? Why did I have punish counter? I don't think I need that. Yo. And this one, the regular one. So good. And how much did the opponent get from this? Oh, you get considerably more now. And this one has been buffed as well. Should be the same as the EX one used to be. That's super good. And then the normal overdrive Siberian Express. Super art gauge change, increase change from 3300 to 4000. Awesome. Overdrive that was the normal and overdrive Siberian Express. And the overdrive Siberian Express. Forward movement speed increased when absorbing. Oh yeah, that's the. Wait. Huh? Well, they have the same name. That's kind of cool, yeah. Forward movement speed increase when absorbing an attack with the far range version of this attack. Yeah. So even faster. It was already pretty fast. It says an attack. Does it also mean a fireball now? Yeah, only things like Dalsim. It already kind of worked on Dalsim Magic. It was already so fast. Okay, so look at the speed. It was already really fast though. So, yeah. And then Thunderstorm, baby! The Thunderstorm, baby! Let's go. Counter hitbox expanded inwards. After a successful counter, the active frames of the hitbox that grabs the opponent is changed from 2 to 3 frames. Adjusted so that this does not work against attacks from behind. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, feel free to like the video. If you have anything to say, just comment away, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and until next time.